Alrighty, welcome back, everybody. If you are just joining back in with us here, we're hopping back on because we have a couple of updates here. So we do have this sub-severe thunderstorm just over LaFours at the moment. The National Weather Service, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update, is going to issue a flash flood warning for the LaFours area. So if you are in that area, just make sure you're being cautious. Again, a lot of rainfall associated with this storm here. But to give a little update on the other storms around the region, excuse me, we do have these two severe warned storms out in our far eastern counties and portions of Hemphill and even Wheeler County here in effect now. They got upgraded to 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and that goes for both of them. They're pretty much moving due south at the moment. So we're going to continue to track this, but again, zooming down here just a little bit, it does look like this northernmost cell is the one that's producing the larger hail size. So folks in GEM, this storm is heading directly into your area. Try to make sure you are indoors, away from north-facing windows there. Likely going to see some hail associated with that. That hail core is likely, let's draw on the map for you here just a little bit. That hail core is likely right in here. And again, this storm is moving pretty much due south. And then we do have another storm also pretty much moving due south down here. So, folks, in Meridian in western Oklahoma, Kelton, it looks like the bulk of this storm is going to stay east of you. You guys aren't in that polygon right now, but again, these storms are producing up to about uh, I should say lime size hail to about almost, quarter size hail. Anything in between there is what we're kind of keeping our eye on with these two warned storms. And there's that flash flood warning that's in effect until 10:15 p.m. for portions of Gray County in the Texas Panhandle. Now, this does not include Pampa. Pampa, you are outside of this polygon. Again, this storm is very slow moving, pretty much stationary, just producing a lot of rain. It has a very high rain rate. So that's going to bring some concerns to the folks in LaFours and potentially even Wesco. You are in that polygon as well. Now, folks in Heaton, if you did get a notification about uh, this flash flood warning, again, it does look like it's just south of the community there, but this storm is not affecting you guys. This storm is south of you, really almost sitting just north of LaFours is where the bulk of that storm is really sitting. Now we do have a storm just northeast of Miami, sub-severe. That's a very small one. Canadian, doesn't look like you're in any immediate danger. Again, the strongest storm is east of you, and again, pushing pretty much due south. Now, zooming back out here just a little bit, folks, we do have a couple of storms and a couple of showers up in portions of Union County, New Mexico, and Cimarron County, uh, and Texas County in the Oklahoma Panhandle there. Those are sub-severe as well, but the consensus kind of here is that we are going to see this stuff kind of sort of weaken and then strengthen just a little bit again and continue to push kind of in this direction as we head throughout the evening hours here. So folks in Guyman, later this evening might be able to see a little bit of rainfall in those areas. We do have a cell just north of Dumas. Again, just a pop-up storm at the moment. But as far as the severe weather was going for today, it was really favoring our eastern counties in the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle here, folks. So let's take a look at some other stuff here real quick. We do have a flood concern, again, really favoring the further northeast you are in the region there. So, and that kind of shapes up perfectly with where our aerial flood watch is for our northeastern counties in the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle there. And that's all in effect until about 7 a.m. Central Daylight Time. So, also taking a look at our severe outlook here, folks. Again, really favoring our eastern, northeastern counties. Got a little bit of that slight risk dipping its way down into portions of Cimarron and Texas County and the Oklahoma Panhandles, but the marginal risk for a good portion of our northeastern and eastern counties in the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle there. Again, we're really looking up mainly to ping pong ball size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Those will likely be the major threats, but we've already seen some of these storms at least get issued for slightly bigger size hail, up to about lime or tennis ball size hail for some of them. Now, we're not expecting tornadic activity with these storms, but definitely, again, could see some areas of flooding. Bulk of us in the further east northeast you are could be seeing some of that rain. Now, Childress and Paducah, it does look like by the time we get into the evening and overnight hours, majority of this stuff should taper off or be well east of your region over into portions of Oklahoma. But we're continuing to keep an eye on this. In fact, let's go through your computer model here, folks. And the computer model's been having a tough time. Model's been having a tough time on picking up exactly where these storms are going to be. So taking this through time here as we head into the evening hours, it does look like we're going to see again this favoring really the further northeast you are in the region. But I think this model runs overdoing it just a little bit. I'm not expecting a lot of us to be getting rain is what this model is depicting here. But again, as we head into the overnight hours, we should see this all kind of shift a bit further east. Most guidance is expecting these storms to kind of lose a lot of their juice, especially as we head, around sunset or even after sunset here. So we'll just kind of have to wait and see. But going back to your radar here real quick, folks. That's what we're kind of keeping our eye on. Again, we're keeping our eye on the bulk of this up to the northwestern counties, but I'm going to clear that and come back down to these two very strong storms in our region. Let's take this through time over the past 30 minutes. They're pretty much moving almost due south, maybe a little bit of a southwesterly tilt to that northern storm up there in portions of Hemphill County. Again, Canadian, not expecting the storm to hit you guys, but it does look like you guys are seeing a little bit of development just south or southwest of town. So maybe we got to keep an eye on a little bit of that as we get over the course of the next 30 minutes to an hour. But this one storm has just been riding the Texas and Oklahoma state line right there. So it does look like these are our two storms as of now that we got to keep our eye on. Does look like over the past maybe scan or two, that northern storm might have lost a little bit of juice. It looks like that hail core might have gotten just slightly smaller, but it does look like this southern storm still has a pretty good hail core. Let's actually take a look at where those hail cores are sitting right now. So there you go, and kind of circling these up for you guys. And that hail core is right on that state line for that southern cell. But let's go back to reflectivity so you can kind of see where they're sitting in the storm, and let's zoom down and see if we can keep an eye. So Gem, the community of Gem, it does look like that storm is in that hail core is going to be heading almost in your direction. It does look like the largest hail. The largest hail would be right in here, most likely, right in there. If this storm is still taking more of a south or even a little bit of a southwesterly direction, then it does look like the largest hail should be missing the Gem community. But again, folks in Gem, this is your time. Make sure you're getting indoors. You're likely experiencing a little bit of rainfall here pretty quickly. But again, this storm is moving almost southwest. Let's see what the National Weather Service is saying. Okay, so the National Weather Service in Amarillo just got off the phone with the Storm Prediction Center, and they will be issuing a severe thunderstorm watch here, and that will be in effect until 11 p.m. And it will be in effect for counties from Sherman and Texas southeastward to Collinsworth County. So kind of zooming this out here just a little bit. And again, so that's going to go from almost about out here in the north central Texas panhandle to east and southeast of that, most likely. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this and be with you through at least the evening hours here. But hopefully these storms, we see a bit of a weakening trend here, over the course of the next couple of hours. All right, folks. Sorry about that. We were just chit-chatting about some of these storms here in the background. But there you go. There's that severe thunderstorm watch. It's in effect until 11 p.m. for Sherman, Texas County eastward into our eastern counties, all the way down to Collinsworth County there. So if you are seeing any of that Borger, Pampa, uh, Clarendon, Shamrock, Canadian, Perryton, Beaver, any of those communities and communities around that, there is a chance to see maybe a storm kind of develop or become strong to severe as we head into the evening hours. Again, this is in effect until about 11 p.m. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this. Again, these storms are packing quite a punch, especially these two out here in our eastern counties, kind of riding almost that Texas and Oklahoma state line. All right, folks, if you are still with us here, we are still tracking these severe warning storms in portions of Wheeler and even Hemphill counties as of lately here. And going back to the National Weather Service, see if we got any updates with that. So they have dropped the storm in Wheeler County. They've dropped that to about ping pong ball size hail. So this storm down here, our most southern, oh, should I say, yes, Wheeler County. The southernmost storm, ping pong ball size hail. This further north storm in portions of Hemphill County is still showing about golf ball size hail associated with this. Now, these storms do look like that they have shrunk just a little bit, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then again, we do have these severe thunderstorm warnings are in effect until 7:45 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We do have this cell that has now made its way southeast of LaForce. Still likely seeing maybe a little bit of rainfall in LaForce, but we do have a flash flood warning that is in effect there for the LaFleur's area, excuse me. So, folks, just be a bit cautious if you are going to be out and about. So, we're also keeping our eye on some of these storms that have developed up here in portions of Cimarron and even Texas County. This is what we're going to have to keep our eye on as we go into the evening hours because we're likely going to see these storms up here kind of continue to make a trek this way. And hail and wind likely going to be the major threats here as we head into the evening hours. But hopefully, once we lose that daytime heating, the sun goes down, we'll start to see things weaken just a little bit. But the severe thunderstorm watch, that's these counties shaded in yellow here. That's going to be until 11 p.m. Central Daylight Time. That's a good portion of our eastern and northeastern counties in the region, folks. But overall, folks in Amarillo and Canyon sitting quiet as of now. Might be able to see a little bit of rainfall later this evening, but we're not expecting severe weather to be an issue in the Amarillo and Canyon areas. And the further west, southwest you are in the region, expect to be staying not only on the drier side, but again, fairly quiet. This is really going to be the further north, northeast, and east you are in the panhandles here, panhandles region. But that's what we're kind of keeping our eye on as we go over the course of the next couple of days. A lot of models trying to favor our northern counties to see a bulk of this rainfall. So flooding is likely going to be an issue. Again, we do have that flood watch as of right now in effect. Let's jump over to that real quick for you. Flood watch in effect until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning for our northeastern counties in the Texas and Oklahoma panhandle, folks. Now, we're going to continue to stay with you here with these storms, but if we do go quiet, that means we're just getting a couple of things together here, and doesn't mean that we are going to be getting off just shortly, but we are going to be kind of waiting for new updates on those storms. The storm that's just south of Canadian, subsevere at the moment. Again, Canadian looks like you're sitting quiet as of right now. Let's actually take this through time really quick. It looks like that storm is not going to affect you guys. Likely going to stay south and push a bit further south, southeast of you. Alrighty, just a quick little update for you if you're still tuning in with us here. We still have those two severe warned storms right now. This one, the northernmost one for portions of Wheeler, and just gonna exit Hemphill County here probably in the next 20 to 30 minutes. Let's see what the National Weather Service said. That one's in effect for golf ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Then we do have this storm, the southern storm here. That's in effect just for Wheeler County until about 8:30 p.m. and that's issued for half-dollar sized hail. So it does look like these storms are picking up a little bit of a little pace right now. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Now, folks in Wheeler, these are the storms. This northernmost storm, this storm, and hang on, let me pause this in time for you here so you kind of see it. Maybe this storm here and even this storm south of Canadian. We got to keep an eye on this for folks in Wheelers because it does look like this storm is pushing a bit further this way, and we have to keep an eye exactly which way these storms end up developing right here. Now, we do have that storm that was just kind of sitting on top of LaFours. It does look like it's got a bit bigger, blown up a little bit more just south of the community here. So we'll have to keep an eye to see if that one continues to strengthen. But this northernmost storm for portions of Hemphill, the southeastern portion of Hemphill, and northeastern portion of Wheeler County, that's also in effect until about 8:30 p.m. So we'll keep an eye on these storms. But again, just giving you quick little updates here on what we're tracking. But again, that severe thunderstorm watch is in effect until 11 p.m. for the county shaded in yellow. All right, just hopping on for a quick little update. These storms have weakened a little bit here, and they are now both issued for quarter size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So that's the good sign. Again, this southernmost storm and portions of Wheeler County does look like that's starting to take a little bit more of a southeasterly track. So that does look like it may leave our region here fairly soon, but still in effect, both these storms until about 8:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time. But again, quarter size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds, major threats. So folks in Wheeler could still see this northernmost severe warning storm try to make its way into your area. We do have this other storm that's kind of blown up just a little bit or gotten a little bit stronger northwest of Wheeler and portions still of Hempville and getting into northwestern Wheeler County. There is a about penny-sized hail, maybe 50-mile-per-hour winds associated with that storm. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that storm, and same for the storm that is south of LaFours at the moment. It's not severe, but penny-sized hail and 50-mile-per-hour winds are the major threats with that. So again, we're going to continue to keep an eye, and hopefully we continue to see these storms weaken here over the next 20 to 30 minutes. All right, one more quick update for you here. The National Weather Service and we agree here that these storms are starting to weaken here just a little bit. So hopefully that continues to be the trend, and we can actually cancel, or the National Weather Service can cancel these warnings a bit earlier than expected. So we are going to hop off here if anything new does develop. But again, the four storms that we're kind of keeping our eye on is the one south of LaFours. Again, sub-severe, likely penny-sized hail, maybe some 50-mile-per-hour winds. The one that is just making its way in the northwestern Wheeler County there, exiting southwestern Hemphill County. Again, sub-severe penny-sized hail, 50-mile-per-hour winds. And then these two storms that are one in northeastern Wheeler, one just on the border of Texas and Oklahoma there in Wheeler County. Those just both likely producing some quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds. So again, it does look like our two strongest storms are starting to weaken here just a little bit, but we're going to continue to keep an eye on this through the evening hours, but we are going to hop off here, but we'll be sure to be back on if anything else changes. Just make sure you are staying weather ready out there and have a way to receive any severe weather alerts.